Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super mega excited to be sharing this video with you guys because I really been waiting for a very long time to do a review regarding this movie. I've been researching it, I've been patient, but I finally got the opportunity to give you guys more information regarding this amazing and very interesting and beautiful movie at the same time. And yes, the movie is called Sluzka. But before we get into further details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know your personal opinion down below in the comments as well. If you guys have watched the movie, and what would you personally rate it from 1 to 10? If you ask me, I will definitely 100% rate it 10 out of a 10 because of the quality, the story, the plot, everything is just giving what it's supposed to give. And I also want to say that I've activated the super stickers to the channel just in case any of you would like to make a small donation. It will also help us out tremendously. So let's get right into further details. So basically the movie was released in some countries in 2022, but it will be further released as the year actually progresses. This year of 2023, the movie follows a poor 15-year-old named Anka that comes from a small Slovak town and becomes a maid for a very wealthy and successful family. Anka ends up meeting Resi, the daughter of the noble family who was born and raised to be a jewel and a trophy of the house. So basically her mother is always treating her like a lady. She has to be like a lady. She has to have class. She has to sit right on the table. She needs to know how to speak. She needs to know how to play the piano. Just very strict parents, especially her mother and her father as well. Anka and Resi, the two young ladies who are in the same age range but comes from very different social classes, find themselves drawn romantically to each other. Yes, so at the beginning, Anka, her parents sent her away because they needed money. So she went to work as a maid, and when she arrived, she met Resi. They are basically, like I already said, the same age range, but they come from very different social classes, lives, and all of that. Because Anka, she comes from a farm, very small village. So when she went to the big town to work as a maid, she was so impressed of everything, because she saw so many people, movements, cars, people, just a whole different lifestyle. And she was pretty excited for her journey, despite her knowing that she will be working basically full time. The two ladies became best friends, lovers in a male dominated world. In the beginning, Resi was very mean to Anka because Anka was like her personal maid, and she was really giving her a hard time to adapt to her new life as a maid. She was just making her life a living hell, and there came a time where Anka even broke down. She was crying, but she had the support of a maid who was teaching her how to do everything and just guiding her through this new journey and just telling her like, just stay calm, things will get easier, things will get better. Because at the beginning, to be honest, Resi was just getting on my nerves. Later on, Resi was actually the one who made a move on Anka and decided to have a secret love affair, but things were far from easy and far from simple because Resi was set to get married, and she got married, and Anka was very happy for her because they knew that that was the only way that but finally Resi's mother would take some pressure off Resi and basically just let her be more free. And of course, Anka was also very supportive of her, but there was also this guy who wanted to be with Anka, but Anka definitely didn't care about him, even though she went and she slept with him, but it was nothing like romantically or emotionally. She always wanted to be with Resi, and Resi wanted to be with Anka. So that was something that they made clear from the very beginning of the movie, and I really appreciated that. Resi's husband actually ends up going to war, and the two ladies kept being together. And before he went and basically left, Resi got pregnant and she had a daughter, and Anka was so happy for her. She was there for her during the whole process. She was actually had a very difficult birth. She got sick. She got very sick. But Anka was there praying for her and just telling her like, you can do this, and just being like a very strong support system for her. Resi was having difficulties in raising her daughter. Anka stepped in and basically she raised Resi's daughter as her own, because she saw that Resi was struggling. She didn't know how to be her mom. Like, her baby crying all the time was getting on her nerves. Health wise, it was affecting her a lot. So Anka actually stepped up and took care of the baby and raised the baby, and she was doing it with an open heart because she just loved the baby, in this case the daughter. When Reese's husband comes back from, war, things change completely. Her husband ends up losing an eye and a leg, while he was on duty, and he basically fell into a very, very deep depression, and Reese ends up falling into extreme depression as well because of her husband's situation, not only being and also not being able to be a good mother, and on the other hand also because of her family issues. It was just a lot for her to handle, so she ends up following the same direction as her husband, and they both were just falling into depression. They were drinking, they were just having a very toxic relationship. But Anka was always a strong one for Reese in just helping her through everything and doing the best she could in the moment that everything was happening. And to be honest, I feel like Anka's, in this case, Reese's husband really had a big effect on her when he came back from war. That's where everything changed. He didn't have an eye, he didn't have a leg, he was drinking. Her marriage was falling apart. At the other hand, they have a daughter to raise. The daughter is starting to get affected by it because they see how much they argue. It was just a lot going on, and besides all her family drama as well. Anka tells Reese that she's actually gonna leave the house and she's gonna move away. Reese's husband ends up making a life-changing decision, realizing that neither him or Reese are mentally and physically able to raise their daughter. They end up giving her to Anka so she can raise her and take her away with her. Yes, of course, Reese, she cried. She didn't want it because she was gonna lose the two most important people for her, which is her daughter and her soulmate and her best friend and her lover, in this case Anka. But at the end of the day, she actually also realized that it was the best thing to do for them to send them away so they can get away and have the life that they well deserve, because the environment that they were in is not the environment to raise a kid, and that they actually had to make that rough decision and a difficult decision as parents. Anka and Reese's daughter moved away to a farm, and Anka at the end of the movie, she was actually reminiscing about Reese and what would have been if they would have ended up together. Yes, so basically the movie, I would say, it doesn't have a sad ending, because I feel like the purpose of the movie was to prioritize, the daughter of Reese, and the fact that Anka stepped up and took care of her daughter and raised her daughter, knowing that her mother wasn't capable of doing so. It really is very, very special, because they both, went through the whole pregnancy journey together, and Anka basically raised the daughter, so why not? And I wanted them to go away together, but at that time, two women living together raising a daughter, we know they would have been very, very detrimental to them, so the movie ended the way it ended. They really love each other. They really knew that they wanted to be together, but they knew at the time the circumstances that they were found in that wouldn't have happened. But they stayed together for many, 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 many years, so if you guys want further details, I will be dropping them. I will be keeping you guys updated on the platform where you guys can go watch it. Currently it's unknown by me. I'm still trying to do my research to see where we can officially watch it. Hopefully as the year progresses, we will have more info. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I hope you all have enjoyed this video, because I really love this movie. Until the next video, and goodbye.